Afternoon, you guys. I'm going to be reading The Fantastic and Terrible Fame of Classroom 13. So, Chapter 1 is Unfamous Miss Linda. When not famous schoolteacher Miss Linda Lacrosse woke up Monday morning, she decided it would be another boring day. Little did she know how wrong she was. First, she had been up late grading papers and forgotten to set her alarm. Miss Linda didn't realize it until her cat bit her nose and woke her up. I'm going to be late again! Second, she put her right shoe on her left foot and her left shoe on her right foot. Then she brushed her teeth, brushed her hair, put on her clothes, and hopped in the shower. As she rushed to school, she wondered why she was soaking wet. You might think Miss Linda was quite silly, and should be famous, but she was not anymore. Miss Linda is not a pop star, or a TV actress, or a soccer player, or a famous writer. Like me, honestly. What's that? Yes, I am too famous. But Miss Linda is related to someone who knows lots of famous people. Her cousin, Lucy LaRoche, who is a very famous agent who works at the Ace Agency in Hollywood. What's an agent? Well, agents are the people who represent pop stars and TV actresses and soccer players and famous writers. They help them get work and help them stay famous. They also charge a great deal of money for their services. Make a mental note at this, as this will be important later. Miss Linda, who you are late again, said the principal. His arms were crossed, and he was tapping his shoe against the floor tiles. I know, Miss Linda said. She ran past him and straight to her class. As you might know, the students of the 13th classroom can be quite a handful, and so Miss Linda expected them to be causing trouble. Instead, she found them all sitting quietly, listening to a story told by someone sitting on her desk. And so I said, don't you dare. And do you know what Tin Bears did? He ate the entire tarantula. The whole class laughed. Though bears prefer honey, I suppose one would eat a spider, Miss Linda said. How is that funny? No, Miss Linda, said Tio. Tin Bears isn't an actual bear. He's a human boy, and he's famous. I want to be just like him. What's he famous for? Miss Linda asked. For being on the internet, Tio said. But what is he famous for? Miss Linda asked. What does he do? He makes videos on the internet, Tio said. I don't understand this generation, Miss Linda said. And that's why you are not a famous agent like me, said Lucy LaRoche, famous agent of Ace Agency. Lucy, what are you doing here? Miss Linda said, surprised to see her cousin outside of Hollywood. Well, my boss said we needed more kid stars, and I thought to myself, where do I find a bunch of children? Naturally, I thought of you. You work with children, so here I am. I plan to make all these kids famous. The students in Miss Linda's class screamed with glee, except for Una. She had no interest in being famous. Of Miss Linda's 27 students, 26 of them were present. Not so surprisingly, Santiago was out again. He wasn't exactly sick, but his mom insisted he go to the hospital just because one of his fingers fell off his hand. He didn't think it was that big of a deal, but his mother quite disagreed. Of the 26 students who were in class 25, of them were paying attention to the famous agent who worked at Ace Agency. They never paid this much attention to Miss Linda. She crossed her arms. "Lucy, this is a classroom," Miss Linda said. "You can't just walk in here and distract my students. They're here to learn, not to become famous." "Can't we do both?" Ava asked. "I don't know," Miss Linda answered. "You don't want to hold them back, do you?" Lucy asked. "Just because your 15 minutes of fame didn't work out." "Miss Linda was famous?" Jason asked, shocked. "For what?" asked Cleo. "She hasn't told you?" Lucy asked. "Well, let me fill you in. Chapter 2. Infamous Miss Linda. Infamous. Yeah. Once again, a time little Linda Lacrosse was the same age as her students, and more than anything, she loved to sing. She sang when she did her chores. She sang when she brushed her teeth. She even sang when she slept. One day, her family went for a visit to Hollywood, and an agent heard her singing. "What a beautiful singing voice you have," he said. "I am certain I can make you an opera singer." And he did. Little Linda Lacrosse became quite famous. She sang at very important opera houses all around the world. She even got a singing coach. This coach pushed her to sing harder and deeper and higher. It turned out little Linda Lacrosse could sing so high that it made glass break. Well, at the peak of her fame, she was sent to Beijing, China, to sing at the National Grand Theater, which was made entirely of glass. Her coach kept telling her, "You have to sing harder and deeper and higher than ever before." And so she did. And that entire opera house shattered. And that was the end of Miss Linda's singing career, Lucy explained, finishing her story. "That's wonderful," said Liam. "That's horrible," said Yama. "I think it's neat," said Lily. The famous painter Andy Warhol once said, "In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. And that was my 15 minutes of fame, said Miss Linda. Sometimes being famous can quickly lead to being infamous. Isn't that the same thing? William asked. Not at all, Miss Linda said. Famous means being known for something good. Infamous means being known for something bad. It's better to be infamous than not famous. At all, said Priya. Oh, I quite disagree, Miss Linda said. I'm still not allowed back into China after what I did. Enough talking about you, Lucy LaRoque said. It's time to make these children celebrities. I don't think that's a good idea, Miss Linda said to her cousin. On the contrary, Lucy smiled. You just said in the future everyone would be famous for 15 minutes. Well, the future is now. You want to be famous? The entire class, except Yuna, cheered and shouted with excitement. Fantastic. All of you step right up and sign this contract that makes you my servants. Me, your agent, and we'll start We'll get started on making each of you famous." "What's the contract say?" Miss Linda asked her cousin. She tried to read the fine print, but it was itsy bitsy, teeny tiny. "Don't worry about it," Lucy snapped. Miss Linda begged the students not to sign the contract, but as students often do with their teachers, no one listened. Chapter 3, Jaden Jason. Jaden was excited about being famous. He didn't know what he'd be famous for, but he figured Lucy would know, and she did. "You must be Jaden Jason James, aka Triple J," Lucy said with a sly smile. "I hear you're the most popular kid in school and have a huge following online. I see you also have an undeniable star quality about you. Let's do lunch." Doing lunch in Hollywood means making deals at a fancy outdoor cafe with a chauffeur and paparazzi. Here in school, it means making a deal at the cafeteria with day-old fish sticks and that one weird kid from classroom 10 watching them eat. Now, I want the triple and Triple J to mean something. "Do you know what a triple threat is?" Lucy asked Jaden. Shook his head and ate fish sticks. "It means you're famous for 3 things instead of 1. You can sing and act and model. Maybe you could act in a movie about a model who sings. Maybe you could even write the movie, do the soundtrack, and design the clothes. What do you think about fragrance? If you can do 7 things, you could be a septal threat." "Sure, I can do whatever," Jaden said. Dollar signs lit up in Lucy's eyes, and somehow Jaden did do it all, and he made it look easy. Triple J wrote his first screenplay that night. The next morning, he filmed all his movie screens. That afternoon, he recorded his first album, then began to design clothes for his new fashion label. After that, he took a private jet to Italy to model in his first fashion show the next morning. He was a natural. Within a week, he was bigger than a star. He was a global phenomenon. His brand name, Triple J, was in magazines and TV commercials, on the internet, in movies, everywhere. In almost no time at all, he became a triple threat, meaning he had 13 different talents. It's almost as if he had clones helping him out. If you've ever seen his movies, the credits say a Triple J production, starring Triple J and a film by Triple J, original soundtrack by Triple J, and original dance choreography by Triple J, edited by some weirdo, produced, directed, and created by Triple J. Yes, Triple J could do anything. He'd even gone into the catering business. In between filming scenes, he grilled omelets for the local homeless shelter. "Triple cheese omelets coming right up," he'd say. He quickly became Lucy's biggest moneymaker. The new deals were pouring in and were going to make Jaden, Lucy, rich. All Triple J had to do was sign a new contract. "No thanks," Triple J said. Lucy nearly choked on her triple grilled cheese. "What? I'm tired of the biz. Feeding the homeless has shown me there are more important things in life than starring in movies and recording hit records and sleeping on big pillows of money. Giving is truly better than getting." Lucy was furious. You have lost it. You can't just leave. You can't quit. I have you under contract. So sue me, he laughed. Lucy tried, but Triple J had given all his money to charity, hopped on a plane to Tibet, and became a monk. There, he learned to meditate, but after a few weeks of absolute quiet, he became absolutely bored, so he came home. Chapter 4, Priya. Who's next? Famous agent Lucy LaRox asked. Priya stood on her desk and addressed the room. I'm the prettiest girl in class. This was not true. And one of the smartest, she continued, nor was this. And I normally tell you guys everything about my life. This was true, though most of the students found it quite irritating. But I've been keeping a major secret from all of you for quite some time, Priya said. I'm ready to come clean. I can actually sing. Yes, me, just when you thought I couldn't be any more talented or gorgeous or wonderful, here I am, rocking you through song. Priya began to sing. Many of the students covered their ears, expecting to hear a voice like nails on the chalkboard. Instead, everyone was impressed. Priya was good. Not amazing, mind you, but decent. Lucy saw potential, meaning she didn't think Priya was a natural talent, but she could certainly be modeled into something. I'm ready to be a star, Priya announced. First, Lucy phoned the Ace Agent Agency and had them set up some tour dates. Second, she had Priya record an album and leak it online. And third, Lucy booked an appointment with famous fashionista Farrah Far Out There. Why'd you call Farrah? I already have a look, Priya said. Oh, dollface, Lucy said. In today's media industry, it's not enough to be a good singer. You have to have a gimmick. If you want to keep trending. What's going to be my gimmick? Priya asked. Fashion. Fashion, fashion, Lucy said. For Priya's first round of public appearances, Farrah Far Out There made a dress entirely of raw poultry and fish. Chicken cutlets made her blouse, while shiny fish made up her skirt. She wore anchovy earrings and bracelets made of chicken sausages. Priya felt disgusting, but she smiled for the camera. Sophia and Chloe showed up to boycott her animal carcass fashion. The next day, Priya and her chicken fish dress sizzled all over social media. Farrah Far Out There's next crazy outfit for Priya was simple. It was a beehive dress, made of an actual beehive with actual bees living inside it. The bees stung Priya over and over. But once again, she smiled for the cameras. Sophia and Chloe showed up again, this time to boycott her abuse of bees. This only helped the buzz. Priya's song Queen Bee made #1 on the charts. Next, Farrah Far Out There designed a dress made out of jellyfish and porcupines. Nope, Priya said, no way. I don't mind some pain, but that's going too far. Instead, Farrah Far Out There crafted a suit made of 100% authentic New York City garbage. She's stitched together rotten banana peels, used Chinese food cartons, and pieces of gum scrapes of the sidewalk. Sure enough, the paparazzi fought in a photo frenzy over Priya's hot trash du jour look. She stunk up the red carpet with it, posing for pic after pic. She may have smelled like a landfill, but the only thing that filled her nostrils was the sweet smell of success. Finally, it was time for Priya to take the stage. The lights came up, the crowd roared, and that's when she looked out at all those faces. Priya suddenly couldn't move. All those people staring at her, there had to be 40,000 eyeballs looking straight at her. Some of them weren't even blinking. Priya felt like she was about to faint. This wasn't like singing in the shower or performing for her classmates at school. This was different. This was too many people. Priya instantly remembered why she kept her singing talents hidden, because she had terrible stage fright. She dropped the microphone, ran off stage, and never came back. All right, you guys. That was chapters 1 through 4. Have a good day.